Happiness is often a choice, even in difficult times, but it's not always an easy one to make. When life feels heavy and the days seem filled with obstacles, choosing to be happy can feel like walking uphill with a load on your back. Yet the truth is that our feelings are not always dictated by our circumstances. They are shaped by how we respond to them. Imagine standing in the rain. You can curse the clouds and shiver in misery, or you can lift your face to the sky, breathe in the cool air, and find beauty in the droplets that dance on the ground. The rain doesn't change, but your experience of it does. This is what it means to choose happiness. It's the deliberate act of focusing your mind and heart on what uplifts you, even when there's every reason to feel down. Life will present moments of loss, disappointment, and uncertainty. But if we surrender all our joy to those moments, we give away our power. Choosing happiness is not pretending the pain doesn't exist. It's acknowledging it while deciding that it will not own you. It's telling yourself, yes, this is hard, but I will look for something good anyway. Over time, this choice becomes a habit, and that habit shapes your life into one where light is always stronger than the shadows. When challenges come, our minds often magnify the negatives, making them seem larger than life. In these moments, shifting your focus can be like finding a lantern in the dark. Instead of constantly replaying what went wrong, you can intentionally look for even the smallest thing that went right. It could be as simple as a kind word from a stranger, a warm meal, or the sound of laughter in the distance. These moments may feel small, but they act like stepping stones across a river. You move forward one stone at a time. By training yourself to notice what's good, you weaken the power of the bad. Your brain begins to form new pathways that recognize beauty and hope more quickly than despair. This doesn't erase your problems, but it changes the weight they have on your heart. Focusing on the positive is not a denial of reality. It's a choice to give more energy to what strengthens you rather than what drains you. Over time, this way of seeing the world transforms how you experience life itself. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools for lifting your spirit when life feels heavy. It works like a quiet medicine for the heart, softening the sting of hardships. When you pause to notice and appreciate what you still have, your health, your loved ones, your skills, or even the gift of another day, you create a moment of peace within the storm. This moment might be brief, but it has the power to reset your outlook and give you strength to face what's ahead. The beauty of gratitude is that it doesn't demand perfection in your life to be effective. You can be grateful even while struggling, and that very act reminds you that your identity is not defined by your problems. Over time, gratitude can shift your perspective so that life feels less like a burden and more like a journey with lessons, blessings, and possibilities still waiting to be found. Finding purpose in small actions can transform how you feel about even the toughest days. When life is hard, it's easy to think that only big achievements or dramatic changes will bring happiness. But often, it's the small, intentional steps that quietly rebuild your sense of worth and direction. Helping a neighbor, tending to a plant, learning something new, or even just keeping a promise to yourself can create a ripple of meaning in your daily life. These small actions work like anchors, holding you steady when everything else feels uncertain. They remind you that you still have influence over your life, that you can still contribute something valuable to the world around you. Purpose doesn't always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes it's hidden in the quiet moments where you simply decide to show up and keep moving forward. In time, these little acts build a foundation of resilience, showing you that you don't need perfect conditions to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. Maintaining hope in difficult times is not about ignoring reality or pretending that pain doesn't exist. It's about choosing to believe that your story is still unfolding and that better chapters are yet to come. Hope acts like a quiet flame in the darkness. It might not remove the shadows, but it gives you enough light to take the next step. Without hope, challenges feel heavier, and it becomes tempting to give in to despair. But with it, even the smallest progress feels like a victory. Hope also changes the way you see your struggles. Instead of viewing them as dead ends, you start to see them as detours, unexpected routes that may lead you somewhere valuable. You begin to understand that setbacks can carry lessons, and delays can prepare you for opportunities you couldn't yet handle. Holding on to hope means you trust that the future holds possibilities you cannot yet see, and that belief alone can give you the strength to keep going when quitting feels easier. Finding purpose in adversity transforms pain into something meaningful. When life becomes difficult, it's natural to feel lost, wondering why these challenges have found their way to you. But if you search deeply, you can discover a purpose hidden within the struggle, something that pushes you to grow, to help others, or to understand life in a new way. Purpose turns suffering into a kind of fuel, giving you a reason to endure and even to rise stronger. It might be as simple as realizing that your pain equips you to comfort someone else going through the same thing, or that your struggle is shaping qualities like patience, compassion, or resilience that will serve you for the rest of your life. In this way, adversity becomes more than an obstacle. It becomes a teacher. When you embrace this perspective, you stop asking only, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin asking, "What can I do with this?" That shift alone can change the way you move forward, because you're no longer just surviving hardship, you're using it to shape the kind of person you want to be. Gratitude can shift your perspective even in the darkest times. When everything feels heavy, your mind naturally focuses on what's missing, what's broken, or what's unfair. But if you pause and intentionally notice even the smallest blessings, a warm meal, a kind word from a friend, the quiet beauty of a sunset, you begin to reframe your experience. Gratitude doesn't erase the pain, but it adds light to it, reminding you that hardship is not the whole story. The act of naming things you're thankful for, no matter how small, pulls your attention away from what's beyond your control and toward what's still good. Over time, this mindset trains your heart to see opportunities where you once saw only problems. Even during the most challenging seasons, gratitude builds emotional strength, helping you stand taller and face each day with a sense of hope. In this way, gratitude becomes not just a reaction to good times, but a lifeline that sustains you through the storms. Helping others can be one of the fastest ways to lift your own spirit when life feels heavy. When you focus solely on your own struggles, your world can start to feel small, closed in, and overwhelming. But the moment you step outside yourself to offer kindness, whether it's listening to someone's worries, lending a helping hand, or simply giving a genuine smile, you shift the focus from your pain to the shared humanity that connects us all. Acts of service, no matter how small, create a ripple effect. You may never fully know the impact your kindness has, but you'll feel it inside yourself. Helping others often awakens a sense of purpose and reminds you that you still have something valuable to give, even in your own hard times. It's in these moments that you realize compassion doesn't just heal the receiver, it also strengthens the giver, making the weight of your own burdens a little lighter. Gratitude is a quiet but powerful force that can change the way you see your life, even in the middle of hardship. When everything feels heavy, it's easy to focus on what's missing, what went wrong, or what could be better. But taking a moment to notice even the smallest good, a warm meal, a kind word, the sound of rain, or the simple fact that you're still breathing, can shift your perspective. Gratitude doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to see that there is still light, even when shadows are present. By regularly acknowledging what you do have instead of what you lack, you train your mind to find hope in the present moment. And that hope becomes a gentle reminder that life is not only about the struggles, it's also about the blessings, big and small, that still surround you. Helping others, even in small ways, can lift your own spirit and bring unexpected joy during hard times. When you step outside your own pain to comfort someone else, you create a bridge of connection that benefits you both. It might be as simple as listening without judgment, sharing a meal, offering encouragement, or giving your time to someone in need. Acts of kindness remind you that you still have the power to make a difference, no matter how limited your circumstances feel. They pull your focus away from what's wrong in your own life and place it on what's possible in someone else's. In helping them find a little light, you often end up finding more of it for yourself. Gratitude can be a powerful anchor when life feels unstable. By focusing on what you still have rather than what you've lost, you train your mind to see abundance instead of scarcity. Even in the most difficult seasons, there are small blessings, like the warmth of sunlight on your face, the kindness of a stranger, or the comfort of a familiar voice that can remind you life still holds beauty. When you regularly practice gratitude, whether by writing it down or quietly reflecting, you shift your mental state from one of despair to one of hope. It doesn't erase challenges, but it gives you strength to face them with a more resilient heart. Over time, gratitude becomes a habit that can transform how you see the world, making happiness more accessible even in hardship. Helping others, even in small ways, can lift your spirit in surprising ways. When you take the focus off your own struggles and put your energy into making someone else's day brighter, you create a sense of connection and purpose. It could be as simple as offering a kind word, helping carry someone's load, or listening to a friend who needs to talk. Acts of kindness have a way of multiplying. The warmth you give often finds its way back to you. Psychologists have found that helping others releases feel-good chemicals in the brain, boosting mood and reducing stress. More importantly, it reminds you that no matter how tough life feels, you still have the power to make a difference in the world, and that's a form of happiness nothing can take away. In the end, happiness is not something that waits for perfect circumstances. It's something you build moment by moment, choice by choice. Life will always have its challenges, but your ability to rise above them, find gratitude in the little things, and keep moving forward will shape the joy you experience. Even in the darkest seasons, remember that light can be found in kindness, resilience, and hope. Push yourself to seek that light, and you'll discover that happiness is not just possible, it's within you, even when life is hard.